Let There Be Love. This song is by Dave Bilbrough. It's not one of my songs, but it's one song that I really, really appreciate. It's good for this message. Let there be love. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love in our hearts. I pray now your love sweep this nation. Cause us, O Lord, to realize, give us a fresh understanding, a brotherly love that is real. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love. Through prayer, I've discovered that most of the conflict we face today in this world is due to a lack of one thing: love. I pray for our country, for the world events, most every day. I pray for my family, my friends, and my enemies. To be honest with you, I'm not perfect in this area in my life. I struggle, I fall down, get up, and struggle some more as I pursue this character in my life. It's hard. It's a challenge to me, and I believe it's a challenge to you also. In John chapter 13, verse 34 and 35, Jesus said, "A new command I give you. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Now, I've been putting special emphasis on that last phrase, love one another, because it's important. That's the most important thing we need to know today in this message, that we have to love one another. That proves that we are God's children if we have love for one another. This is not a suggestion, it's a command from God, the supreme being, the creator and ruler of the universe. He wants us to love one another. You may not like one another, but you can still love one another. I believe you're not going to make it to heaven if you don't have love for one another. We're called to love our enemies. Can you imagine that? It seems easy to love people that we like, but it's hard to love people that we don't like. But it is possible. The Apostle John says in 1 John chapter 4, 7 through 8, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God, and everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love." In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the Apostle Paul says, "If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I give the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that I can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always perseveres. Love never fails. That means it never quits. It never gives up. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when perfection comes, then imperfection disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became full grown, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection as in a mirror. Then shall we see face to face. Now I know in part. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love in our hearts. I pray now your love sweep this nation. Cause us, O Lord, to realize. Give us a fresh understanding, a brotherly love that is real. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love. Thank you.